Vegetable gardening at home can be a way to save money, while you get up close and personal with nature. For example, even just one plant can be super affordable, and provide up to 10 pounds of tomatoes over the season. Growing tomatoes and other favorite vegetables, or herbs from seeds can save you even more money. You'll also find that the flavor and texture of garden-grown produce are even better than what you're used to finding at the grocery store. Plus, tending your vegetable garden counts as exercise. Dig into these tips and tricks to get your vegetable garden off to a strong start. One, start with a small space. If you're a beginner gardener, start small. It's better to be thrilled by what you produce in a small garden, than be frustrated by the time commitment a big one requires. It's also best to learn a few gardening basics, before investing tons of time and money in this new hobby. You'll get a feeling for how much time gardening takes. You'll find out if you like spending time outside planting, watering, and weeding. You'll learn how much produce you and your family can eat over the course of a summer. A good size for a beginner's vegetable garden is 6 by 6 feet. Select up to 5 types of vegetables to grow, and plant a few of each type. You'll get plenty of fresh produce for your summer meals, and it will be easy to keep up with the chores. Growing vegetables in containers is also a good way to start out. With them you don't even need a yard. A sunny deck or balcony work fine. 2. Grow what you love to eat. What do you like to eat? Your answer will tell you what you should plant in your vegetable garden. There are also a few other things to keep in mind when deciding what you want to grow. Be picky about varieties. Pay close attention to the description on the seed packet, tag, or label. Each variety of vegetable comes with certain characteristics. Some produce smaller plants ideal for containers or small gardens. Other varieties offer better disease resistance, improved yields, or better heat or cold tolerance. Start by choosing veggies you like to eat, then look into their sizes and care needs. Productivity. Think about how much you and your family will eat and how likely you are to freeze, can, or give away excess produce. Then be realistic about how many seeds or plants you need to put into the ground. Many beginners make the mistake of planting too much. Vegetables like tomatoes, peppers, and squash keep providing throughout the season, so you may not need many plants to serve your needs. Other vegetables, such as carrots, radishes, and corn, can be harvested only once and then would need to be replanted. Successive crops. Planting both cool and warm weather vegetables will give you a harvest of vegetables and herbs continuously through the spring, summer, and fall. In early spring, grow lettuce, greens, such as arugula, peas, radishes, carrots, and broccoli. After you've harvested your cool weather crops, plant hot weather favorites, such as tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, and herbs. In fall, you can harvest potatoes, cabbage, and kale. 3. Choose the spot for your garden. No matter where you put your garden or what you decide to plant, there are 2 basic requirements that your location needs to meet for the best success: water and light. Lots of sunlight is a must. Like all plants, vegetables need the sun to kickstart photosynthesis. The fastest growing vegetables need full sun without blockage from trees, shrubs, or fences. That's why you won't have much success if you plant sun-loving vegetables in shady spaces. If your yard provides partial shade, plant vegetables and herbs that tolerate those conditions, such as lettuce, kale, chard, spinach, chives, cilantro, parsley, and thyme. Root vegetables like carrots, radishes, And beets might also work if your site gets at least 4 hours of direct sunlight a day. Or if you have a sunny patio, switch to container gardening. That way you can place sun-loving vegetables and herbs such as tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, basil, dill, and rosemary, where they'll do well. Think about convenient water access. The closer you can site your plot to a water source, the better. You'll need to be able to water frequently during the first few weeks, after seeds germinate or seedlings are transplanted to help these fragile plants produce strong roots and stems. Once your plants are established, it's better to give your garden a long drink every few days, rather than a little sprinkle every day. Then the water will move deeper into the soil, which encourages roots to grow deeper, where they're better able to access nutrients they need to stay healthy. Consider installing soaker houses or drip irrigation on a timer to help minimize water waste and the time you need to spend watering. 4. Plan your vegetable garden layout. Choose either row cropping or intensive cropping. There are benefits to each when you plan your vegetable garden's layout. Row cropping. Place plants single file in rows at least 18 inches apart, so you can walk easily between them. This approach makes the most sense for large vegetable gardens, because rows make it easier to use mechanical equipment, such as tillers, to battle weeds. The downside is that space set aside for footpaths cuts down on the number of vegetables you can plant. Intensive cropping. Boost your garden's productivity with intensive cropping, which means that you space 2 or 3 plants close together in a bed about 4 feet wide, aka a wide row. Seeds are sown or transplants are placed so that their leaves will barely touch at maturity. This approach, which uses almost every inch of the prepared soil, works well for most types of vegetables, excluding the ones that vine, such as cucumbers. The downside of this method is that you have to weed by hand because the plants grow so close together. The square foot method, in which you subdivide a raised 4 by 4 foot garden bed into 1 foot squares using a physical grid, such as lattice strips, is a specialized version of intensive cropping. You'll need 8 cubic feet of top quality garden soil to fill such a bed with 6-inch high sides. The planting formula is simple: 1 extra large plant per 1 by 1 foot square, 4 large plants per square, 9 medium plants per square, and 16 small plants per square. Mix and match at will. 5. Start plants in rich soil. For the best harvest, your vegetable garden needs the best soil you can give it. Rich, healthy soil is something you know when you feel it. It's easy to dig and drains well. Pick up a trowel's worth and put it in your hands. Does it feel gritty? Too much sand? Is it powdery? Too much silt? Is it sticky when wet? Too much clay? The combination of these 3 types, and in which specific proportions, determines the texture of your garden soil. That texture affects drainage and the availability of nutrients. You want soil that is dark, crumbly, and literally full of life. Fortunately, no matter what the texture may be, all soil can be improved over time by incorporating organic matter into it. Take sandy soils, for instance. They're made up of large soil particles, so water and nutrients run through gaps relatively quickly. Adding organic matter to sandy soil helps fill in the spaces between sand particles, which helps retain both moisture and nutrients for plants to use. In this video, 5 essential tips to start your vegetable garden. If you got this video helpful, please give a thumbs up to the video. Don't forget to share this with your friends. Subscribe the channel for more important videos like this. Thanks for watching.